Welcome back, Egos family. This is season 2, episode 15. We are your hosts, Jacob Grijalva
and Mario Rodriguez, and today our special guest is Allie.
Ooh.
What's going on? How are you?
She's nervous.
I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
No, I'm excited you're here. You know,
I'm excited.
I think you're a very interesting person.
You're too nice.
I've seen you in school before, but I never knew who you were. This is my first time actually talking to you.
Wait, what school?
We went to
High school. Yeah.
No, but that's just because I transferred afterwards.
Yeah, you went to a private school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Yeah.
when? What year?
After my freshman year.
Oh wait, yeah. How did you see her in high school? You weren't
I don't
even
know.
in the same high school.
I just recognize.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's
That's
so
so
nice
funny.
though.
Yeah. How was private school? How was the transition going into public school to private school?
I don't know. I liked it just
Mhm.
because I went to an international school.
Mm-hmm.
So all my friends were from different countries.
Gotcha.
So it was really cool because, like, I don't know. I like having, like, a diverse
Friend group.
group.
Oh, that's dope.
You know?
What made you what was the steps to making that decision of transferring out of public school?
Well, I don't know. I just feel like in school, I didn't mean to transfer to a private school.
Mm-hmm.
I just did not like Newfield. Like,
Yeah.
I did not want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't be here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, I actually want to move. But then my parents were like, nah, we're going to look for schools like around the area. And then I like toured my private school and I liked it a lot. Because I don't know, growing up, I feel like in private school, I was like this girl, like everyone was like, oh, what ethnicity are you or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I'm half Serbian and like Puerto Rican and Spaniard.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would be like, what's Serbia? And I'm like, yo. So then I went to the international school
Uh-huh.
and then I toured there and I was like, the girl was like, what ethnicity are you? And I said, oh, Serbian, Puerto Rican, and Spaniard. You probably don't know what Serbia is. She's like, there's a kid here who's from Serbia. I was like,
Your
yo.
people.
And we
Oh.
instantly became best friends, me and him. We were
Oh,
the
that's
only
dope.
Serbians there. So it was so cool.
That's
Because he
fine.
was like from Serbia.
Mm.
And then I have friends from like Croatia. And I don't know. It was just really cool.
In what ways is private school different than public school, do you think? What did you experience that was truly different?
Well, my school was really small.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There were 40 kids in my class.
40 kids in the whole class?
There were 40 kids in my class.
Wow.
In my grade.
I think that makes sense.
Did you
And-
get like to know all of them just because your class was so
Yeah.
small? Or
We
yeah.
were so close.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
that's
really
I
cool.
mean, of course, there were some like issues here and there, but
It's 40 people.
yeah, it's 40 people. Like we were,
It's
and
not
it's,
that
that's why. That's also what I think. Like the different cultures and like different countries bring
Mhm.
is like it was just all love. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I thought it
Interesting.
was so cool because I think like we also had this day where like we celebrated each other's cultures and
Mhm.
stuff. So everyone from their country would like bring stuff and like do really cool things. And I don't know, it was just cool because we all just became really close.
With
It was,
with
like-
private school, like kids, what I imagine is just like snobby ass rich kids because it is a private school. I know
Mhm.
you're not, but did you
Yo.
ever encounter
Thank you.
like these idiots?
Well, I don't know. I think I didn't come into contact really with any. I mean, there
Okay.
are some people like typical girl drama, you know?
Yeah.
That's like really annoying. But at my school, there weren't.
Nobody's snobby.
No, they
Oh,
weren't
okay, that's
really
good.
snobby. I don't know. I feel like there were people who were like they had money, but everyone came from like different places at my
Mhm.
school.
Yeah, so they were trying to just fit
not
in.
everybody was like really wealthy.
Gotcha.
You know, like I had like a financial aid and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like I feel very fortunate
Mm-hmm.
that I went there, but I don't know. I don't think everyone had like a lot of money.
Gotcha. It's not like the
that makes
typical what
sense.
everybody thinks
Yeah.
of like having parents who
Yeah.
are millionaires.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
If you had to recommend to somebody to go to private or public school, which one would you choose based off of your experience?
I don't know. I don't know because I think it has to do with the kid.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Like for
That's
me,
true.
I loved it because I was really anxious.
Mm-hmm.
And like I still am a little anxious, but it was just nice because it was smaller, so I didn't have to worry about like crazy high school things that I think they don't really matter. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like the stupid high school like drama, like
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
cliques and stuff
Yes,
like that.
yeah.
I didn't like that.
Did you guys have to wear uniforms?
Yeah, that's another thing. We all were like in it together because we had to wear uniforms.
I actually
and we
think
were
that-
like, bro.
That brings
good
up a
topic.
discussion. Yes,
Yeah.
I was like, I remember this was a discussion in like 10th grade
Mhm.
in English class
Mhm.
where it was debating about whether or not public schools should have uniforms, and I was pro uniforms because I thought it would just be easier to know that I have 5 fits every week. Set up for the day,
Yeah.
and then I just go in. I thought it would be super easy. I don't have to think about what I want to wear
Mhm.
or who I'm trying to impress. It was just simple.
Yeah, I remember doing that in high school, where basically like in English class we had a whole debate like, do you okay? What's your opinion? Do you think that uniforms are a good thing because everybody ends up looking the same and it stops people from getting bullied based off of their like status, or do
Mhm.
you think that it's good not to have them so that people can express themselves in their own way?
I feel like for me, I
Mhm.
really liked them.
Mhm.
Well, I didn't really like them. They were really annoying because like they were on top of us with
Oh,
them.
I'm assuming like you mean like you're not able to like
You
adjust your
cannot-
clothes.
You cannot like miss anything. Everything has to be in order.
Oh,
Like your-
gotcha.
Your socks have to be like a certain length. Do you
Oh,
know?
man. Yeah.
Oh.
Or for the guys, they have to wear cufflinks.
Mhm.
Like they have to wear
Yeah.
cufflinks, and they have to wear like a certain type of shoe, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did they
So-
let you add things on, like jewelry and shit, or did they not
Yeah.
like that? Oh,
No,
okay.
we got
Okay.
to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it would really bring like the class and the school unified though if everybody
Yeah.
was wearing uniforms. You know what I mean? And I think that's like a pretty cool aspect of the uniform policy.
No, I agree. I feel also it was nice that I didn't have to worry about what to wear every day.
Gotcha.
I mean, of course, it was annoying when it was really cold, because my school was right near the beach, like
Mhm.
right near the beach. So in the fall, like during this time, it was so cold, and I had to wear like only senior girls could wear black pants. So, because that's just the dress code.
Oh,
Or
wait, so you guys wear skirts?
yeah,
Oh,
skirts, and we had to wear tights or like leggings
Why
underneath
only senior girls?
because it was so we had these like senior priorities.
Mm.
And that's also what made it so cool, is because our senior year, there were only things meant for the seniors, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So one of them was the uniforms. Seniors could only wear like white blazers. Oh, we never really wore the blazers. Or they could only wear like a black shirt and black pants.
Oh,
you know?
interesting. Yeah.
Everyone else had to wear the skirt or like a button-down shirt. So then when you were a senior, it was so cool because we were like, finally, we get to wear something comfortable.
Yeah.
Did the school provide your uniforms, or did you have to buy them?
No, we had to buy them.
See
Mhm.
that's like part of the argument for me though, because I feel like if you're gonna like make me wear something specific, I feel like you should at least like give
I
it to me,
agree.
especially if I'm paying to go
Mhm.
to a private school.
How much was the tuition? Do you know?
So I don't really know for sure.
Mm-hmm. Did you know like a certain sort of estimate?
I don't know. Because I got financial aid.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know how much it is even in general.
Yeah,
Do you know?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I feel very fortunate because my parents, they paid for me to get a good education,
Yeah.
and I feel like it was worth it
Mhm.
because just the friends that I made, I'm still not close with them. Like I don't speak to them every single day,
Mm-hmm.
but like my friend from Spain, she texted me the other day. She's like, whenever you come to Spain, like come visit. You just meet really warm people there. You know,
So how
Mhm.
did
you
you
meet
two meet?
very good people.
we met? Oh, we met in like 8th grade, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like
Oh,
2 years
okay.
before
Mhm.
I moved to the middle school, and I think it was at the lunch table. You just sat down. You were friends with one of your ex friends now, but we just got along, and then you were you were dating one of my boys back
Oh,
then,
yeah.
and that's how we got a lot closer because of him.
So was Julia.
Yeah. Julie was dating my other boy at the time, and in 9th grade we had math together,
Mhm.
and I just knew her, so we just spoke all the time, and it was
Who
just
was
really
it? Do you
funny.
remember our math teacher?
Yes, her name was Miss Basili. She was really sweet. She
Yeah.
got pregnant.
Wasn't she pregnant?
Yeah, she was pregnant for like, and then gone like 3 months.
Didn't Julia have her also? Julia,
Wait, what grade?
9th grade.
9th grade.
It was
You said Miss
geometry.
Basili?
did you have her?
I did have Miss Basili as well.
For geometry.
Yeah, I did.
She was so nice.
Did you
she's-
get Did you get on the student of the month?
I think once.
Me
Only
too.
once,
I
so-
got student of the
Only
month.
once.
Whoa.
I don't remember. But I did.
So I have a funny story about that actually. In her class, one time, one of the students threw one of their shoes out the window,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like super chill. The teacher, she like never yelled at anybody. She
Mhm.
was super nice all the time.
Mhm.
But that one day, this kid threw his shoe out the window. She started fucking screaming at the kid. And I was just sitting there hysterically laughing because I was like, bro, why the fuck would you throw your shoe out the window?
Yeah.
Like, now you got to go get it. But
no, the thing is, like, well, her room. Were you still on the second floor?
Mhm, mhm.
But there was like a roof next to her room, so it wasn't that big of a deal to get it. But
they got to send somebody up to get it. They can't have the kid get it on the roof.
well, yeah, of course, but like you just have to. I remember you're able to just.
Well, yeah, but having to get somebody to go get it is already a hassle.
I wouldn't get mad though. I really wouldn't get mad.
Sorry.
I would not get angry at the kid for doing it. I'd be like, "You're so stupid."
Yeah, I wonder if low-key she thought it was funny. Though.
But I wouldn't be screaming at him because, like, at the end of the day, that's not my shoe. It's yours.
Yeah. Do you think she probably found it funny? I would find it funny.
I think I would find it funny too.
If I was a teacher.
threw a shoe out of nowhere.
I just remember her being really nice. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you remember this one time? It was lockdown. I was in the bathroom.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, there was a lockdown in place. I ran back to the room. She's like, "Nah, bro, I'm not letting you in." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm clearly not the school shooter. Please."
Whoa.
There was no school shooter, but I'm saying, like, obviously we all thought it was like the worst case scenario.
That's so scary.
You remember that one
Yeah,
time?
and I was like,
got
let me in.
locked
I was like
out?
banging. I was like, yeah, bro, she didn't let me in. And she was like, nah, we can't trust you. Bro, what? You come on. Like, you know I'm not doing
Wait,
anything.
why weren't you in there?
I was in the bathroom. It just happened.
That
It
was my
That's kind of
biggest
a
It
fear.
wasn't
Hysterical,
planned.
actually.
It wasn't a planned lockdown because there was like planned drills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This was
I
an
remember.
actual real lockdown.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? So the classroom right now, like across from her, she was
Mhm.
like, get in. And I'm like, thank you. I don't know why you did this, but all right. It was so annoying.
Do you
Oh
remember
my
that one
God.
time? Do you remember that one time our school had a bomb threat?
Whoa.
There was probably like multiple times. Yeah.
Remember the clowns? Do you remember that?
That was like middle school.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was a long time
That was
ago.
no. There was like low key. Oh wait, it might have been 9th grade actually, but that was freaky because at one point they were like lapping like these two cars were lapping the school
Mhm.
like the circle,
Mm-hmm.
and we had to go on lockdown because they were just drag racing.
It's kind of awesome, actually.
Yeah, but they were clowns, so obviously like if one kid was like exiting,
Yeah.
stab.
Ah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Have you guys ever heard of the movie Terrifier 2? The most
I
recent
think
one.
so.
I
I saw. I think I saw one of them.
So,
That-
yeah, people refused to see it, and people actually had to be taken out of the theater because it was so gory and gruesome that people started like fainting in the theater. I watched this one scene. Okay, the movie's been out for a while now.
Mm.
When it first came out, I tried looking up the scenes on like YouTube, and obviously none were there yet. But now they are, and bro, it's brutal. It's brutal. They had like a scene where like the clown made an incision right here at the top of her head and then ripped off her scalp,
Whoa.
like the whole
Oh my God.
thing. And like he grabbed like both of her fingers with each hand and ripped her hand open down the middle. and like her arm was like in half, and
Oh my
he
God.
like slashed a knife down their face, like right in the middle of their eye, so their eye was just split in half. It was insane. It was brutal.
Are you a horror movie fan?
I love horror movies.
Oh, what's your favorite horror movie?
Okay. I like Hereditary.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
I
I
don't-
haven't
Good
seen that
movie.
one.
Good
I don't
movie.
really get scared of scary movies that much.
What's what scares you
But-
though, like in a scary movie?
I think that sorry.
Ooh.
Chills,
I just
chills.
thought about it. I think that like the kidnapping movies really scare me.
Oh, that
You
makes
know?
sense. Have you seen Black Phone?
Yeah. I think
That's
the serial killer ones, they're also scary too.
the more
s-
realistic ones. I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Well, I mean, I love like a good little ghost horror movie.
Yeah.
little
But
ghost.
it doesn't really scare me. I don't know.
I really like horror that like doesn't have jump scares. It's more like, what do you call it?
Gore.
No. Like they use like imagery and like it's just sound and like the fear of the unknown to make you
Oh.
afraid. There's a name for it. I forgot what it's called. But they don't like scare you by doing jump scares or anything. It's more of
The
like
intensity. Of it?
yeah.
Mhm.
It's more of like you're just waiting for something to happen and then it never does.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
kind of the horror I fuck with because
No.
I'm sitting there waiting for something to happen. Like when a jump scare happens in a horror movie, it's kind of a relief because then you
Gotcha.
already know that the scary thing is there and then you're not scared anymore. And it's just
Gotcha.
like, yeah, I'm done. But if it builds up the whole time and like gives you the suspense and then nothing happens,
Yeah.
you're just sitting there like shook after watching.
Anything like horror movies for me, like anything like with kids, like getting attacked. Oh, that shit like disturbs me. Like it shooks me to my core. I can't watch those.
Yeah.
That is really scary because
Oh,
it
that's
can
a-
happen.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like little kids getting like hurt by like murderers or like getting possessed or some shit. I'm just like, oh my God, that's like so sad because they're like kids and like they're 7. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
like I don't know. I can't watch like kids getting hurt. It just makes me uncomfortable. It's so sad.
Yeah, some movies definitely go a little overboard with that too. I've definitely heard of movies where
well,
like,
there's a. Have you seen Talk to Me? So it's just.
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen it?
I have.
Yeah, that was the one that released like 2 months ago. But
I saw it.
it was really really good. And there was like this younger brother. He's like maybe 12, 13,
Mhm.
and he gets possessed, and like he's like basically killing himself because he's like bashing his head. So like like this edge right here on
Yeah.
the shelf. Freaking, he's banging his eyes directly on it.
holy
And
shit.
like he's like literally like breaking his nose, but also damaging like his eyeballs because he's like smashing it in there. It's so bad. It's a very fucked up movie.
I thought that movie was scary, but the thing about scary movies now is I just feel like they don't have a story. Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it just like in Talk to Me, it was with that hand, like you hold the hand to
Mhm.
talk to ghosts or something. But I don't think they ever said how they got the hand. Do you know? Like they never did a full story
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah. We
I
got
f-
like a little glimpse of like how like he got
Yeah.
it from another party.
I
and
feel
how-
like older scary movies like Halloween, even though that's not a ghost movie, I think that goes into like Michael Myers' past. You know?
yeah, but
That
they're-
explains why he is
Yeah.
the way that he is.
Mm,
And then it builds to why they're so
like
crazy,
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
And they are making a prequel for the Talk to Me movie to explain it.
Ooh.
Which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's good.
But I agree with the horror movie aspect because I know for a fact that like there's so many movies that are just awful now because it's
Mhm.
either like it's the 8th movie in a fucking franchise
Fact.
because it just has like a really good following after like the first 2 movies.
Saw.
Saw, Halloween.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah, I'm seeing
Mm.
Saw. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
yeah.
I'm seeing it.
It's
I don't
fun.
care if it's stupid.
Oh,
I'm watching-
there's a new one?
yeah coming
Yeah.
out. It came out. Yeah, it came
What?
out
Did it come
today.
out? Oh,
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, it came out today.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Oh my god.
Well, which one is it? How many was it? Like, is this like 10 now? How many is there?
I think I think actually it is.
Isn't it
10.
called Saw X? Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I want to watch it.
Do you think you guys would survive if you got kidnapped? by Jigsaw?
Probably
Oh,
not. I'm pretty fucking dumb.
This is so I don't want to jinx myself right now.
You're
Please.
Please don't let me
You're
answer it.
scaring me.
Please. No, but
No.
I think that I don't think that like I would ever get kidnapped for that shit to happen. To be honest with you, I like they could get somebody better who's actually a terrible person. I don't know. I just don't do that. I'm not that interesting to do bad things.
Whoa.
So I think that like But if I do get kidnapped, I think I would just give up. Like, it depends what the trap is, but I'm just gonna give up, honestly. Like, does it deal with the trauma afterwards too? Oh my god.
True, but
Jesus
I don't know. There's like something in me that would.
You're like, no, I could do it.
No, it would just no, not even that. I would just like, because all the traps are like, they result in torture before you die, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole point is to make your death like slow and painful, and just that thought I think would make me not want to like just give up, because I don't. The worst way to die is by something that's not like instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I would rather get fucking hit by an 18-wheeler at 112 miles per hour than sit there and do one of those traps.
Yeah.
You know, so
I guess, but because there's so many traps that are just like so impossible. Like, I know I'm just not gonna survive it. Like, I'm not gonna be smart enough to survive it. Like, there's one where like this guy's like head is in like a box and it's getting filled up with water, and he figures out that he has like a pen cap, so he cuts his neck open, puts the pen cap in, and then is breathing through that. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I just wouldn't be able to think of that. I would just be like. Like,
I also wouldn't.
Let me suffocate then.
That's what I'm saying. I also wouldn't want to like slit my throat just to get a pen cap in it.
like how do I know the pen cap's actually gonna work? You know what I mean?
I pray that I never get kidnapped. Like, I actually am
everybody
scared.
does.
But for women, I feel like that's a really scary thing.
Yeah.
And I understand.
Yeah.
To a certain degree,
because I feel like a lot of girls, like, I've talked to some of my friends before, and we've talked about how there were times where we almost gotten like taken, or like some guy was following us.
Oh shit!
You
really?
know, or like doing like creepy things.
Can you name like an instance where like someone was following you?
You're making me nervous. So I remember I was on my bike, and my parents didn't let me ride around the block by myself because they were scared that I was gonna get taken. Like, my dad fair. He's just very overprotective of me and my brothers, which I love. But anyways, so I was riding my bike to my house and my neighbor's house, and I was just by myself because, I don't know, my brothers weren't home, whatever. It was a nice day. Okay. And then I noticed like this car was following me. Like, he was speeding up closer to me and like getting like closer and closer to me. And then I rode my bike all the way to my house. Like, I was going kind of down the block, but not around the block, if that makes sense. So I stopped in front of my house. I threw my bike down and I ran inside, and he stopped in front of my house. And then I told my dad, and my dad like went outside and he drove away. And cool. I was like, oh.
What the
And there were
fuck?
times where
hold on,
there was even a time where me and one of my college roommates, this story is kind of long. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Take your time.
So I went to go visit my friend Matea. He's the Serbian best friend I was telling you about. I went to visit him at his school. It's I think Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay.
And my college roommate, she went to visit her boyfriend. So we both went together, and we were at a party, and her boyfriend's like, oh, if you want more drinks, just go to the deli. Like, just go to the deli down the block. So we were like, okay. We had a little bit to drink. You know, we were wearing like going out clothes. We looked cute. And then on the way there, this guy was following us to the deli. So we had to like run to the deli, and then we lost him. I know this sounds so crazy. Like, we were also a little drunk, so it was very intensified. But then when we got to the deli, these guys were sitting outside there, and they were like catcalling us. They're like, let me have your number. Like, they got mad at us if we wouldn't give it to them.
Yeah, not responding.
So then we were just like, we have boyfriends, like, thank you. And we went in the deli, and then this girl came in, and she was like trying to talk to us, trying to talk to her boys, like hype up her boys. And then we were like, oh, okay. We just gave her our snaps just to like diffuse the situation. That makes sense. We didn't add her back.
Yeah.
But it was just, then when we were leaving, like they followed us for a little bit, and then they left us alone. But
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I think for a lot of women, stuff like that happens. You know?
That sucks, actually. Jesus, sorry, dog.
But it could happen
Yeah.
to guys too. You
Yeah.
know? Like sometimes I feel like things happen with guys where they're put in uncomfortable situations.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. I just think that like with girls, because sometimes like the guy is bigger and like more likely to do it
Mm-hmm.
compared to the girls who are harassing the guys. It's like I can understand the fear factor of that.
Yeah. It's never happened to me.
Scary.
It's never happened to me. I did used to be nervous about it though, because when I used to like sell solar and shit, and I was walking in the middle of nowhere until like 9-10 p.m. I've had people like pull up to me and like start talking to me out of nowhere. I've never like, I've never been like threatened or said anything weird to, but sometimes people would just pull up to me and be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm working,
Just working.
doing my job." But
Yeah.
most of the time, it would just be like Karens getting mad that I'm in their neighborhood, and they're like, "You can't be here."
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
like,
would
yeah.
just then they tried to call the cops, and I'm like, "Please do."
Yeah, like go right ahead.
Oh my God.
That's actually mad weak.
That only
I-
happened to me once.
I think that was a fear of mine when I was little, because my parents were like, they're gonna take you away and you'll never see
Oh
your
my God,
family
bro.
again.
Well,
Worst
and
feeling
taking
ever.
children, like people do that. They
Yeah.
do that fucked up stuff.
Yeah, it's fucking nerve wracking.
Worst feeling ever is
Yeah.
getting lost in the Walmart. Wow, like, bro, that's happened to me so many times. I'd be sitting there in the middle of the toy aisles, and my parents just fucking left me. And
Yeah,
I'm like, guys.
Wait, do you know that feeling when you tug on someone's shirt because you think that they're your mom or dad?
Oh my
And
God.
then
Yo,
they turn around and it's not them.
one
You're like,
time, I was at the fucking supermarket with my grandmother, right?
Mhm.
And I went up to this random old lady because she looked like my grandmother from the back, and I just went in front of her and gave her a hug. And I didn't look at her face because I was like fucking 3.5 feet tall. So I go up to her, I give her a hug, and she's just looking at me, and she's like, "You lost?" I was just like, "Oh fuck!" And I just ran away. Like I
So
sprinted the other way once I realized it wasn't my grandma.
Oh.
No, bro. There was one time in Key Foods, the grocery store.
Key Foods.
Yeah, in Key Foods, where I went there and I was with my cousin Roger and his
Based.
mom, my aunt, and fucking she was like, "Y'all better stop fooling around. I'm just gonna walk away and I'll wait for you guys." And I was like, "Do it."
Do it.
And then all of a sudden, she left, and me and Roger were like, "Hmm?" And then Roger was a little dick back then because he was the older one, so he was like teasing me, and he ran away from me, and he was so fast back then for some reason. So I was just like, "No."
Was he fast
No.
or were you slow?
Whoa.
No, he was fast. He was fast, I guess. I don't know, but I got distracted and he just ran away, so I couldn't catch
That's
up
so
to him.
funny.
And then I didn't know where he was, so I was like, help. So I literally looked all over the store. I'm like, wait, they're really not here. I don't know where they went. Oh my God, they abandoned me. They left me. I can't see my family ever again. Type shit
No.
at the age of like 7 years old.
Wow.
And I remember going to the front and I'm like, I lost my aunt and my cousin. And I'm really scared. I'm like tearing up and shit because I'm like lost and embarrassed because I have to go to the register. And they say my aunt's name on the thing. She comes and she's like, "What did I say? What did I say? I told you if you kept fooling around,
She said
I would
what
leave you."
she said.
And I left.
She said
Wow.
what she said.
That-
She warned you.
Yeah.
She did. And honestly, I did it again like a month later.
No.
Bro, that reminds me. So I work at a supermarket now.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm just walking around doing my job, sometimes like, especially when I was in like Shirley and shit for like training and stuff, I would see mothers fucking yell at their like 4-year-old child in front of the whole store.
Oh yeah.
But like not in like a joke around way, or like they would like actually start fucking cursing a 4-year-old out in the middle of self checkout. Be like, "You stupid little bitch! I told you not to leave my side. I'm gonna fucking kick your ass when we get home."
What?
And it's just like, oh my God, this
Yeah.
poor child. Like nobody, and it's weird because it's like when it's in public like that, like who's really gonna do something about it? You know,
Yeah.
like you should like. People
No,
can,
but like that shit makes me so uneasy, dude. Like, I just think that if you're like yelling at your child that intensely,
intensely.
yeah, intensely, and Like, what are you doing behind closed doors? Are you actually, like, kicking their ass or something?
That's what I'm saying. Like, some people are just, like, not fit for having children.
Yeah,
bro.
because there was one time I was working at Subway, and, like, this DoorDasher was doing her job at getting the food, and, like, the kid was just, I don't know, being a kid and asking if she can get a sandwich. And she goes, no, we have food at home. And she goes, I don't want any of that food. I'm tired. Because I guess she's been, like, DoorDashing with her child. And she's like, no, shut the fuck up. I'm going to kick your ass. Shut up. And I'm like,
Whoa.
Bro, when parents say shut the fuck up to their kids, I'm like,
what's the point of that?
like, it's a child. Like, you're
Yeah.
talking to
Yeah,
a
she was.
5-year-old.
Yeah, she was
I
so
feel-
young too. She was like 6.
I feel like you need to, like, there are times when you should, like, raise your voice a
Yeah,
little
absolutely.
if they're
Oh,
not
yeah,
listening.
Yeah.
But I think that there's other ways to go about it, you know?
Yeah, I don't think you should ever be saying shut the fuck up
No.
to your kid.
And
Like,
also, I don't like talking to kids like they're, like, babies. Do you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I know that they're kids, but I feel if you talk to them like they're not fully adults, but, like, they can hold a conversation. Do you know?
yeah.
And you talk to them like that, they have more respect for you.
I agree.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like a lot of kids, specifically by fathers, a lot get like super babied until they're like pretty old, and they get like everything they want. I feel like my sister's low-key like that, and now she like doesn't listen to my parents at all.
No.
I definitely like my dad, like, he loves me and my little sister, so, like, he definitely, like, the way that he shows love is by, like, taking care of us and shit.
Mhm.
So, like, I think this was like a month ago. I just asked for like $20. My mom goes, "Don't you have a job?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I just
Don't you
don't.
have a job?
I just spent a little too much money than I thought I was gonna."
No.
And I'm like, Dad. I was like, Dad, can I just borrow $20? Mom is just not giving it. And he goes, yeah, of course. And my mom was like right in front of him, being like, I just said no to him. Why would you do that? Because he's just. And then he goes.
Every family's got that dynamic.
He goes. He's just a baby.
Aw.
Every family's got
That's
that
so
dynamic
sweet.
where one parent is always gonna tell you no, and then you run to the other one, and you're
I-
like, please.
Yeah, but that's not in front of them though. Never in front of
Yeah,
them.
never in
front of
My
them.
You'll go
my
by
dad
the
is literally does not give a
I used to do that shit all the time because my dad used to say no to me all the time, and I'd go to my mom and be like, "Can I do this?" And she'd be like, "Yeah, sure." And then I'd do it anyway, and my dad would call me and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I'd be like, "Mom told me I can." And then they would fight all night. I caused a lot of problems. It's all
He's
my
like,
fault.
damn, wait, maybe it's all my fault.
No.
That's
My
so funny.
parents, they were both strict.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh,
not
were they?
strict. They just, I don't know. I think that they were both, like, no one, if I asked my mom something, she would say no.
Yeah.
My
Mhm.
dad, he would also say no, you know?
Mhm.
But sometimes I think my dad, I was definitely a little more scared of my dad. Because my mom, I love my mom. But
She's scary.
no,
She's not scary.
She's scary. She's scary.
Oh.
But my dad was in the military, and he was like a drill sergeant.
All right,
Oh,
he's
So
scary.
yeah,
he used
he's
to like
scary.
get in our face, like if we talked back to him and stuff. I don't know.
Mm,
But
mm.
I love my dad. I love him.
Oh yeah,
he's like
I love
my
my
best friend.
parents for sure. But
Yeah.
like, I think I was definitely more scared of my dad. Yeah, my
Yeah,
dad.
me too. Me too.
Because like, yeah, my mom got like annoyed like every other day, so like it wasn't that much of an effect. But when my
That's
dad got
that.
angry, I was like,
Where's this
It's
coming
so
from?
funny.
I was like, whoa.
Bro, none of you guys see this side of my dad because Madison is a fucking child and a woman, and my dad's never gonna do anything that makes her upset.
Mm.
But when I was young, and I was her age,
Mhm.
and I wanted something, bro. Okay, let me put this into perspective for you, right? Madison's pretty good in school, but I'm gonna out her and say, there's been some classes she hasn't done so well in. Okay, the past few quarters, I failed one class once. And my dad literally like started throwing shit at me. Like he took like a notebook and threw it at me, and he started slamming the table. And he's like, "I told you I have no fucking tolerance for this shit." She can fail like 12 classes, and he'll be like, "It's okay. You can just study more and do it next quarter. All right, all right. You're not allowed to have your phone for 2 nights." Like that's it.
That's his little girl.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's what I'm saying. But
That's
like you
a
guys are
little
so
girl.
lucky that you haven't
No,
seen
my
that side
dad's
of my
like
dad.
that because like my little sister, yeah, that's like his little girl, but I'm also like his little boy. He treats me not the same because she definitely it's his favorite. It's
Yeah.
her favorite. But But he definitely, like, does care for me, like, in the same fashion at times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember I got detention because it was stupid, because it wasn't even real detention. It was, like, lunch detention.
I cannot imagine you getting lunch detention.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you do?
Like, I don't do anything in high school. I was a really good kid. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was middle school. It was 6th grade.
What did you do?
I didn't hand in my homework.
Okay.
Like, imagine giving a child detention for not handing in their fucking homework. I think that's so beyond stupid, but that's besides the point.
Is crazy.
That is so stupid, but that's besides the point. I didn't hand my homework in. I had to get it signed. I was definitely not going to do it to my mom, so I was going to give it to my dad. And my dad goes, "What happened?" And he goes, "I just forgot my homework." I was like, "You can't be doing that." I'm like, "I know. It was just one time. I didn't think anything was going to happen."
All right, let's go to McDonald's.
And
I
then-
never got detention.
Yeah. And
I never got detention.
Ever?
I
No.
never got actual detention.
I mean, I got detention once, but it was a joke. Cause
It was a joke.
it was a joke.
What do you mean?
Cause he was like, "You girls got detention." Me and my friends, I don't even remember what we did. Like, I really don't even remember. It wasn't even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And we got detention, and he's like, "You gotta clean the windows." So we had to clean the windows in the gym.
Yeah.
Because our detention, also, it wasn't like you just sit in a room.
Yeah.
Like, you had to do stuff. You had to clean the windows, or you had to, like, if it was fall, you had to rake the leaves, like, help with that stuff.
Oh,
you know?
shit, like me.
So they
Community
actually,
service,
yeah,
bitch.
they gave you they made you do stuff like that. But for us, it was just funny. Like, we played music. I don't know. I
got
don't even know what we
detention
did
in first grade, and I can tell you exactly what I did.
What happened?
First grade.
I got a week's worth of detention when I was in first
Damn.
grade.
Whoa, what'd you do?
Wait, first grade, isn't that just no recess?
No, it's like, well, kind of, but you have to go to like a room and like they force you to do your homework. You know?
Oh, what? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, like, studious.
I want to be forced to do my
Yeah,
homework
okay,
'cause
okay.
I do
But
not.
here's the thing. I wasn't a bad kid, and then when I went to detention, I was surrounded by a bunch of fucking morons. So like they were just pissing me off the whole time. So it was still torture. But basically during recess, we were playing some cops versus robbers, you know. And I took it a little too seriously. And there was this kid who wasn't playing, and everybody was chasing him, so I thought he was playing. And so I chased after him, and I fucking tackled him, like, onto the ground. And I was like, "Put your hands behind your back." And he was like, "I'm not playing." And then he got up, and he was like, "I will use my karate moves on you." And I was like, "Hey, chill, buddy, chill." And then the lunch, the recess lady came over, and she was like, "Hey, that is absolutely not acceptable. To the principal's office now." I was like, "What the fuck, man? We were playing a game." And then the principal lectured me for like a whole like hour about how I can't do that
You're
shit.
in first grade. What the? I just don't understand some of these.
I mean, I
logic stuff.
did almost hurt the kid. I like tackled him like hard. Like I like
First grade though, like an hour worth of like lecture, like.
yeah, and then I got a week's worth of lunch detention.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. But I wouldn't count this detention real because the one that I had at least, because it was just going on my off period to go do the fucking homework for the class that I missed. It was so stupid, but I had to get a sign. I had to like get the teacher who it was so stupid. It got me so angry. I did not understand why I got detention for no homework.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's what I'm saying. Like it really like made like in elementary school I get it because that's like the only time you ever get detention. Like lunch detention is just by not doing your fucking homework. But like in middle school.
So fun fact, they didn't call my parents to tell them that I got detention. Instead, what they did was give me a piece of paper in an envelope, and they said, "Give this to your parents. This tells them that you got detention."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay." And I went home, I ripped it up, and I threw it out in their garbage in their bedroom, and where their closet is now, it used to be like a desk where they had like a computer and shit.
Yeah.
I was so afraid. I hid under the desk until they came home.
Oh my god.
Like, I was just sitting there, and I was like, they can't find me. I'm going to be in so much trouble. I'm going to stay here for the rest of my life. I was sitting under there, just waiting. And then my dad walks in, and he opens it, and he's like, "The fuck happened to you? What is wrong with you?"
That's so weak.
Yeah, I was really scared. And then he found it in the garbage, and he was just so much more mad at me because I tried hiding it from him. Taught me a good lesson for sure.
Tell me a good lesson. To always
I was
tell
an
my
honest
parents.
man after that.
No.
I was always an
Semi honest man
Nah,
after that.
my poor parents. Like when they're older, I'll tell them all the shit that I did behind their back. But for right now, I think that I'm in a pretty good place.
That's
where
a story of life, though. I feel
I'm
like
not.
every kid's got that secretly. You know.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, like I
Like
think.
Victoria doesn't. She's very open with her mom, I feel.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
She
like-
tells her anything and everything.
I tell my parents everything.
I
Good
tell
for
my
you.
mom
Good for
everything,
you.
but I can't tell my dad because I don't want him to like he sees me as like his little boy still. So like if I do like tell him something that like breaks the innocence, tell like that he knows I'm like innocence is like gone. Like,
Also, the
like-
worst thing ever as a man is having your father tell you that he's disappointed in you. That's
my
like
dad-
the worst possible
no,
feeling
my
in the
dad's
world.
never said that. I don't think I've ever done anything.
My dad has said that to me before, and bro, that is like the most crippling
I can
sentence a
imagine,
father
yeah,
can tell you.
because you know that like he actually means it.
Yeah, like
That
instead of
hurts.
just yelling at
I
me.
think that hurts also me too, because I'm like, I'm his little girl. I feel
Yeah.
so bad. Do you know?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he usually says that to me with like when I ask for his guy advice. My dad, though, he's my best friend, because when I ask him about like guy advice and stuff, he's always taught me. And I also have 2 older brothers.
Yeah.
So he always taught me like respect yourself, and like when there's stuff that shouldn't be happening, they're like, no, like you do something else, like you be with someone else. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like if they don't treat me
Yeah.
a certain way.
Yeah,
I tell my
preach.
mom everything, actually, thinking about it. Like, I
Mhm.
told her, like, actually every time where I told her where I actually was, and she was like, I fucking knew it. Like, I fucking knew you weren't actually there. I remember, and she reacted pretty funny.
That's so
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think I've mostly told her a lot of stuff, but I usually wait a few years to tell them. Like, I
Not
don't know.
anymore. I think, like, with my dad, I don't mean, like, there's, like, just certain things that I know, like, he would be a little bit like,
My
"I
parents
thought
are
you-
just
I
very
thought-
relaxed.
I thought you
though.
were just such a good little boy. I was like, I am.
Wait,
I
I
am
have
a
a
good
question
boy.
though. I have a question
Yeah.
though.
I'm just growing up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Mhm.
No,
Go
you're-
for it, go for it.
So, like, would you say that your parents were strict or weren't? Like, were you scared to tell them things, or would you tell them things? Because for me, like, my parents, my mom and dad, they always felt the need to make sure I was safe. So if I were to go out and, like, go to a party or something, they'd be like, okay, like, I'm not condoning this, but here's my number. Don't drive home. If you need me to pick you up, I'll pick you up. No questions asked.
Mhm.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that made me feel safe. Like if something happened to me, I could go to them.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause
very good.
my friends, they had really strict parents.
Mhm.
And like my girlfriend, she was sneaking out of the house. Like she couldn't do things. And it made me feel like blessed because I'm like,
That's what made me realize
No.
my parents were like not as strict as I thought they were.
yeah.
Because they were the same way as like, listen, I don't want you to do this, but if you do, please
Yeah.
don't be afraid to call me.
I love that though. That's how I want to be with my kids.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like I don't think. Yeah, I mean like I think I always like told them if I was gonna go to a party and there was like alcohol there, but
Mhm.
I think I always just ended up telling them whether or not I was gonna drink. And if I was ever uncomfortable at a party, I asked them to pick me up, and they did it. So
Yeah.
I don't think my parents were ever necessarily strict. I think as a child I definitely wanted a lot and I wanted to do a lot of things. So I think they were doing the right thing by trying to make me not do certain things. It wasn't that they were strict. But I was very, very good. I've always been very, very good at hiding things from them. So
them listening
like-
right now,
what?
them listening.
Yeah,
to
it's
this right
it's
now.
all right. I've said this to them before. So when I was younger, like in like early high school and shit, like yeah, there were a lot of things that that they would not have wanted me to do that I was able to hide. But nowadays, it's like my parents are not strict, like point in case, because now I'm 20 years old, so they're just kind of like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. I don't really care. Like they'll never tell me I can't go to a party ever. I literally just go wherever I want to go, and that's just I'm not getting anybody in trouble. I don't really like act stupid or do the wrong thing a lot. So like when I'm out with people, I'm saying, so like, you know, they don't really have a reason to tell me like, no, you can't go out, because I don't know, I don't cause fucking mayhem everywhere I go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of just go out. But I mean, with my sister though, like it's kind of like the same situation as you, where like my dad is very protective of her. So you know, like if she goes somewhere and doesn't tell him, like it's like hell on earth here. Like
Yeah.
shit hits the
Yeah, or if I don't help my little sister out, oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
get-
My
my dad gets
brother's
so
like
angry.
that. My dad's like that with my brothers.
Yeah, oh my god. So like so my little sister, she has to like walk a little bit further because her bus stop is just like oddly far from our house. And I remember I was like, I'm not picking her up. She's 11. She's like so tall too. Like she's not gonna get kidnapped, which like obviously like I know that likely that is a possibility, but like we're in like a really good, we live in a very good neighborhood. Like if where she walks, it's a very like there's at least one person watching at all times for sure, because it's a very busy road, plus there's a park near us and there's always people there when she's like coming home. And I'm like, no, she's old enough. I didn't do it. My dad was so angry. He was so angry. He gave me this like, he was yelling at me through the phone for like 10 15 minutes. I was like, all right, guess I'm just gonna do this every fucking day now, and hope to God that I'm not having any freaking plans with my own goddamn life.
Yeah,
it's just annoying because like it's like every day I have to plan this around right now, and I get it, but at the same time I don't get it. You know.
Yeah, when I was like my sister's age, I used to like fight with my dad a lot, because my dad also like when I was that young, he didn't really want me going out and stuff. Like you know, he was always a little nervous about me, with that I would do something stupid, because I was a lot more stupid at that age. and him and I like fought a lot, because I was like super rebellious, and I'd be like, you can't tell me what to do, I'm just gonna fucking do it anyway, what are you gonna do about it? Like, you know, I'd give him that kind of attitude. But now that my sister's getting to that age and she's like getting more rebellious by the fucking day, and sometimes I even get pissed off, I look back and reflect on myself then, and I'm like, wow, bro, if I was my own parent, I would have fucking hated me. Like, I would have actually like disowned me.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been so fed up.
I think there was I mean, I think there's a level to it. I think that like my parents were like kind of the same way, and I think I was a certain way sometimes, but that was because of how they were parenting. So that's on them. but like they're also like completely different 10 years ago from now. So it's like I can't really.
I think I was a little brat. When I was little, I think I was a little brat.
The youngest girl, that's what
because I had two brothers that were
sure
crazy.
They
They used to do like crazy things. Like they're the ones that started to be like the troublemaker, like the typical troublemaker boys,
middle child,
you know. And so they were like, you're lucky, we paved the road for you, we paved your life for you. I'm like, bro, how many times am I gonna hear this from you guys? And they're quick to, I don't know, my brothers, they're just crazy.
Honestly,
they do
though,
like and my dad, or like my mom too, I think they were strict with me, but I was a little brat when I was little. But they whipped me into shape, you know?
Honestly, it's probably true that they did pave the road for you, because I'm a middle child, which means I get the shit end of every stick. And my brother, older brother, he, for his whole life, up until like 3 years ago, when he was turning like 20, like 19, he was a saint. Like, he did not go out. He did not do shit. He was like a stay-at-home, study fucking nerd child, right? And my parents always loved him. Always, always, always loved him. And then I came along, and I was like the polar opposite of him. Like, I caused so much trouble. I did like all the typical wrong child shit, got bad grades sometimes. You know, I just don't think that they were ready for me. I thought that they were like, yeah. Like, this is my theory, right? They must have, like, after having Ryan, they must have been like, yeah, we're like perfect parents. We literally cannot produce a child that does anything wrong. Like, like Ryan is an outcome of our success.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is just how our kids are going to be. We're going to have great kids. And I'm not saying I'm a bad kid. I think they think I'm a good kid. But I just don't think they were ready for the chaos that was going to ensue once I was birthed.
How fucking awful you were as a child.
And then they were like, "Fuck!" And then Madison came, and they were like ready for her because like they experienced both of those
more
sides.
chill
Than me? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I think she's antisocial for a variety of reasons.
I don't think she's antisocial. I just think.
I think she's socially anxious. I think she doesn't like to talk to people who she doesn't already know. Like, I think she made her friends.
But she will talk, but like if people talk to her, she does like talk.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I think she's just introverted.
Yeah. She's definitely not like seeking people, and I definitely don't think she'd be the kind of person who would want to go to like parties, like big parties with a lot of people she doesn't know. I think but I think she would do it when she's older. She's only in 9th grade. I guess we'll see.
I wasn't like that.
I wasn't like that either
until that's also what helped me with transferring schools.
I was really anxious, but
I was
really?
like low key, like always.
It helped
like
my
that.
anxiety.
I was anxious, and if I didn't have at least one person walking in with me, I was not going in.
I also am like a big believer in, if you don't like your environment, you need to change it to make yourself happy.
Thanks.
You know, your own happiness is so important.
Oh, I agree. I'm a big advocate for changing your either lifestyle, your mindset, or
some people can't though. That's what's sad. You know.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I don't know. I think in some environments, like, you're stuck there for a little bit.
I hear you.
Oh yeah, but I think there is to a certain degree. I think that anybody has the power to actually change it.
Yeah.
And if it's not changing that, you need to be changing your mindset about something to cope with the fact that you're gonna be there for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also feel like, back to the other thing that we were talking about, me and my brothers were each crazy. I think there were times where my parents, they had favorites at one season because the other two were acting up and only one of them was being okay. But there have definitely been times, like, I've had my moments. My brothers have each had their moments, you know?
Yeah. We've all had our moments.
I think I instantaneously became my parents' least favorite child when, after only like 5 years of living, I've already cost them several $1,000s in hospital bills. That probably got them pretty fed up.
Well, like, I also think that, like, the energy that you give out, even when you're not like always with your child, is like the energy your child's gonna receive. Like, my parents were they had me very young. They should, like, straight up, they should have not had me when at their age that they had me, because they were not ready at all, and they admit that now. But they were just very anxious people because they were like living paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes the paycheck to paycheck wasn't even enough, and they were just struggling a lot. And like, obviously, like, I didn't know that until like way after, but I think because they were so stressed, I think that kind of like came off of came off, and it like was onto me at some point in my childhood.
Yeah, I'm a pretty firm believer that children become products of their environment.
Yeah,
I think that's like true in almost every case. Almost. I think there's
children, yes, but then when you're an adult, you're so able to change everything.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, until like children really like explore the world, I think I think even like to a subconscious level, I think they still exhibit a lot of traits that they've consumed over the years. You know?
I agree.
All right.
I also agree.
All right. So we're getting close to the end here. Yes. We're gonna wrap up. But before we go, do you have anything you would like to say to the world? A message.
World?
Yeah.
The world.
What?
A message for everybody who watches this video. Well, okay. Let me ask you this first. Okay. Have you watched our?
Don't laugh at me.
Have you watched our episodes before?
I've watched some of them.
Some of them.
I watched the the no socks one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
with
thought
Evie?
that was funny.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched all of them through. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
I don't
No, it's
blame
okay.
you.
We're
I
not,
work-
we don't
I
Yeah,
have
that's
work
like
a
30
lot.
hours of watch
This
time,
is the
I guess.
question that we always ask every single guest, and
Yeah.
it kind of low-key determines whether or not you're watching the episode.
Hey,
Yeah.
it scares me.
No, you did
This
really
person
good.
scares me.
You did really good, even though that you were like nervous, because I know you were like nervous throughout the whole week, but you were.
I was nervous.
Mm.
I
This was one of
still
those
am
conversations that felt good to where it didn't feel like we were talking for an hour.
Aw.
Yeah.
We were talking for an hour?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's been
been-
55
What
minutes and,
the-
13 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I have a message.
Okay.
Oh, right, word.
Sure.
Just to spread love and like be yourself. But not, I know that sounds so corny, but I feel like a lot of times we kind of, I don't know how to explain this. We lower ourselves because of what people say around us.
Mhm.
Do you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or because of other people's influences.
Yeah.
And I just think that you need to like spread love and like be yourself and not worry about that stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
you
agree.
know?
Don't let other people put you down.
I know that sounds so corny.
Nah.
It's okay. I
Like-
like it.
For example, if someone's saying something about you and you're like, "Oh, I'm not going to be like this anymore." Do you know?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that
Yeah,
just
I
cuz
agree.
somebody, unless you're doing something toxic. But if you're just being yourself, like
Yeah.
you need to stay true to that, you know?
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree. That was a good message.
was a good
That was
message.
one of our best messages,
I
actually.
think at the end of the
What
season,
the-
speaking of which, guys, after this episode, we have 5 episodes left in the whole season. And then we're done.
What?
5 episodes left. So after the season's over, we're going to take a break for a few months. And then we're going to be back to it in, I
Season
think,
3.
season 3. I
Yeah.
think in spring, we decided.
Three.
Sometime
Maybe.
in
We'll see
spring
how
next
it
year.
goes.
We'll
We
see,
always
yeah.
say something, but it never ends up happening.
I think at the end of the season, I'm going to clip together all the messages that everybody said at the end of the episodes.
Oh, that's cool,
and have it
actually.
be a big motivational speech by all
Yeah.
of our guests.
Oh my gosh,
good-
that's so cute.
Well, thank you for being here. You were
Thanks
awesome.
for
and
having me.
Of course.
Thank you
You
so
guys
much.
are so fun. You're so nice.
That was the biggest shit
No,
ever.
it's not.
You guys
fake
are
Mario.
so
Stop it.
fun.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Hey, I'm anxious.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't
It's true though. You made me feel more comfy.
Yeah, I could tell. Because I think in the beginning you were a little soft spoken, and then you
Whew.
got more comfortable, which is really good.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
We're
bye
fun.
guys. Love you.
Bye.